It is divisional round weekend. Last weekend was, what was last weekend? Last weekend was aight, sort of, not really. It kind of sucked. This weekend, however, is business. The 7 seeds are gone. The pretenders have been knocked the hell out. This is all about 4 games, 8 teams, and every one of them has a legitimate look at the Super Bowl. So, as a service to set up your weekend, let me quickly lay out the games. It starts with Cincinnati at Tennessee tomorrow, 4:30 in the East, 1:30 in the West on CBS. Then you've got San Francisco, Green Bay right after that. Sunday, starting with the Rams and the Bucks, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon in the West, followed by Buffalo and Kansas City on CBS, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Here's some news regarding those games. Randall Cobb is off injured reserve. Fred Warner ready to go as well. Jimmy G, shoulder injury to go along with an existing thumb injury. He's reportedly in pain every time he tries to throw it, but he's going to give it a go. Nick Bosa, trending in the right direction for San Francisco to the point where Kyle Shanahan said yesterday, quote, "It's looking good." I could keep going down that list, but what do you say we cut right to the chase? Bills Mafia, I'm looking at you. Buffalo, I'm talking about you. Because I've been talking about you a hell of a lot the last few weeks, right? I've had Jordan Poyer on this show. I've had Micah Hyde on this show. I appeared on Kim Pagula's podcast. So what I'm saying is nobody's got more karma right now than the Buffalo Bills, which is why I'm going to say the following. It is all right there for you. All of it. An AFC championship, a trip to the Super Bowl, the Lombardi itself. Everything you ever wanted, Bills Mafia, all right in front of you. I'm here in LA waiting for you to come. Kansas City is dealing with linebacker Willie Gay getting busted for property damage. And who knows what kind of a fallout that might involve. KC's defense, which looks so bad and then so good, has been exposed once again late in the year. What I'm saying to you, in other words, KC is dangerous, but they are beatable. Now, that's not to say they're not hungry. They are. However, Buffalo is staring at their own enormous hunk of chocolate cake. This might not be the Super Bowl, but if they get that win and they get revenge for last season, it's going to taste pretty damn good, like chocolate cake always does. Look, it's never going to be easy to beat the 2-time defending AFC champs in their house in the postseason. I've been in that house in the postseason. It's fierce. But it's never going to be more possible than it is right now. This is the 3rd trip to Kansas City in less than a year for Buffalo. They know what to expect. They know what that crowd's going to be like. They know what the weather's going to be like. They know what the opposition's going to be like. They know what the elements are like. They know all of this. They know that they smashed them in their place earlier this season. And yes, Kansas City was a different team back when that happened, for sure. But so are the Bills. As good as Buffalo was in Week 5, they're better now. And that was a blowout in Week 5. They were the better team then, and it says here they're the better team right now. Yeah, I said it. Fact is, Buffalo is better than Kansas City. Fact. I'll say it again. Kansas City put up 42 on Pittsburgh last week, but who cares about that? That should not scare the Bills. Just like going to Arrowhead should not intimidate them either. At this point, nothing is going to intimidate the Bills. They're not going to blink. They're not going to flinch. They just thrashed the Patriots. They were literally unstoppable. And I mean literally. New England could not stop Buffalo's offense. Only Buffalo could stop Buffalo's offense, and that was when they took that knee at the end of the game. Buffalo did not punt, not once, against the Pats. In fact, incredibly, they have not punted in 3 of their last 4 games. Why even carry a punter? The Bills are the team right now that everybody thought they'd be at the start of the season. That weird stretch in the middle of the year, which somehow included a loss to New England, the steamrolling by Indy, and the handing of Pervin Meyer, his only NFL win on American soil. All ancient history. Josh Allen is playing like an MVP. He's got total mastery of that offense. His connection with his receivers has never been better. And when he tucks it, he's not just running through guys and away from guys. He's juking dudes out of their ACLs. But he doesn't have to do it alone. Devin Singletary is impacting games more than he ever has. He's giving Buffalo a legitimate threat on the ground that's not Josh Allen. And defensively, where everybody has been sleeping on this unit all year long, they're finally getting the credit that they've earned. I've been saying for years that you're not going to find a better safety combination than Poyer and Hyde. And right now, maybe y'all are waking up to that. It just took Micah Hyde making that crazy play to sound the alarm. So the Bills came into the season with crazy high expectations. They'd be the first to say that they did not live up to it early on, but they are now. They aren't just winning games, they're getting theirs. They're getting revenge. Last week, it was that out-and-out humiliation of Bill Belichick. They not only punched the bully in the mouth, they broke his face, then they stomped on his head repeatedly. This week, it's Kansas City. The Bills players remember that bitter taste of losing in the playoffs last year. They haven't forgotten that. And yes, this is interesting too. Let's not forget this. Two class guys, but let's not forget their history. Sean McDermott and Andy Reid do have history. And that history includes Reid firing McDermott as D coordinator. And as McDermott said at the time, quote, "That crushed me." I get it. Who wouldn't be crushed by getting canned like that? But you want to add some salt to that wound. You want to add some chocolate frosting to that cake. Reid replaced him with an offensive line coach. Not only did he fire him as a D coordinator, he replaced him with an O-line coach. You want to talk about the ultimate kick in the package. McDermott has said that he and Reid joke about that now, but you can't tell me for a second that McDermott has forgotten about that. And you sure as hell can't tell me that McDermott does not want to get over on his old boss. They've already buried the Patriots. Now it's time for them to get at KC. It's like the Bills' revenge tour rolls on. Hey, one more thing to consider. I will say this. Bills Mafia. Mahomes is no Mac Jones. So one guarantee. I do not think Andy Reid is going to change Patrick's diapers at halftime and breastfeed him.
Did little Josh McDaniels really call for a fake spike down 27 at the end of the first half, other than changing Mac Jones' diaper at halftime, then breastfeeding him after the game? McDaniels has rendered himself pretty much useless.
Rick in Buffalo is tremendous.